What's good, everybody? Today we're checking out the Angetube 938 1080p HD webcam. We're just going to jump right into checking it out, but first, welcome to the Gadget Inspector channel, where I'm into all kinds of drones and all kinds of gadgets. If you're into that kind of stuff, you're in the right place, my friend. Please consider subscribing to the channel and don't forget to click the bell. That way you'll know exactly when I upload new videos. All right then, let's get on into it. Okay, so as you can see here, the webcam is going for $43.99, but you can see here there's a $3 off coupon that you can select. All right, but we're gonna get into going over some of the more relevant specs. Now, as you can see, I'm shooting with the webcam right now. Any shots that you see of me are with the Angetube 938 webcam. So keep that in mind. You'll get all the footage you need. You should have a good idea of what kind of image this webcam puts out, you know, from watching this video. Okay, so let's get some of the most relevant specs and features out of the way right now. So the webcam is plug and play. You don't have to worry about installing drivers or anything like that. You just plug it in via USB and you go. I like that. It's easy, you know what I mean? The highest resolution is 1080p at 30 frames per second. Now, it's advertised to have this beauty effect technology for facial optimization, you know, whatever that means. I mean, you know, you either beautiful or you're not beautiful. I mean, that's in the eye of the beholder anyway, so okay, let's just move on. As you can see, the webcam does have a pretty wide field of view, but I couldn't find what the exact FOV is in the manual or on the Amazon product listing, so we'll just call it wide. It also has autofocus, so I'll show you that in a few moments. It has 2 mics with noise cancellation, and we'll test that out. As you can see right now, I'm using a more of a professional mic. This is an Audio-Technica AT2020 mic. So I always recommend pairing a webcam with a good mic, and you have yourself a really good setup, because as you can see, the image quality is really good. Now, we'll talk about that in a minute. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. Background replacement. Now, a lot of these webcams will have that background replacement where you can, you know, it'll simulate like a green screen. I found that they don't really work all that well. It's not a native software. You have to use this third-party software to get it to work. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that because I don't think it works very well. But one of the most distinguishing features of this webcam is the privacy slider, or the anti-spy privacy shutter. It's supposed to keep spies out, but no, it's a really good feature because right here on the webcam, I'll just engage this. You can just slide this dial over and boom, I'm gone, and slide it back over and there you go. And why is that useful? That's useful for privacy. So if you're worried about someone hacking into your computer and gaining access to your webcam, and believe it or not, that's a thing, then you can close that shutter and you won't have to worry about it. So that's one of the more distinguishing features about this webcam. Like I said, it's $43.99. These days you can find some really good webcams in that price range. But that is a really nice feature to have. Okay, so let's get into some more details. Video quality. So you can see for yourself, I have some pretty good lighting. I always recommend that you have good lighting with your webcam. That's going to improve your footage. I just did a video review on these lights. They're Neewer lights. They're really small. You get a really nice package with light stands and all that. So I'll put a link up here for you to check that out, or over here I think it'll be for you to check that out if you're interested. But there's these little small lights that I have right here, and that's all I'm using to light myself. And I have this one right here. It's not even on its full setting, so I have it dimmed a little bit. But as you can see, I feel like I'm lit up really well. Now it produces a nice image. Now I was noticing that it has a little bit of an orange hue depending on the light. The lights that I'm using right now are at about 5500 Kelvin. So you got a nice white light. So I feel like the white balance is really good on this as well. The one thing about these webcams a lot of times, or any camera with a really small sensor, is it tends to kind of over sharpen the image. Has this real like artificial sharpness. You can dial that down. You can go into the settings and dial that down, but you know, it's not horrible. It looks good. I'd rather it be sharp than soft, you know what I mean, overly soft. The webcam does adjust to lighting changes really well, and let me actually show you how it performs. I'm going to turn off the light. So I'm going to turn this one on the right off first. Whoops, that's too bright. I'll turn it off. Okay, so you can see how the webcam is adjusting. So the only light that I have on right now is the light I have on the left, and actually the light from the monitor. Okay, and I'm going to reach over here if I can and turn off this one. I might have to get up. Yeah. Okay, so you can see this thing does really well in low light, you guys. Check it out. The only light is from the monitor. That's really nice. Now I'm going to close out some of this stuff because, okay, now this is strictly from the monitor. I closed down my browser, which was a white page, so you can see this now. All right, so I'm going to start turning the lights back on, okay? Okay, so that's the one on the left, and you can see the darn light is bright, man. Those lights are really, really bright. These things work really well. I'm glad I have these. They're very small, so I can, you know, you can place them in spots that you wouldn't normally be able to place. You know, those huge umbrella lights or the ones with the huge soft boxes. So I think that's pretty good. So yeah, man. I hope you get an idea from that little demonstration about how important lighting is, but also how well this thing performs in low light. I'm really impressed by it. Okay, the other thing I want to show you guys is the autofocus. I mentioned that earlier, but the autofocus is really smooth and fairly quick. Let me see if I can show you here. See that? Moisture detected alert. Let's try it again. Okay, I'm gonna bring it up. Yep, hunting a little bit, but as you can see, that works really well. I think that works really well. It's pretty amazing what these small sensors can do nowadays. All right, now what we're gonna do, we're gonna check out audio quality. Like I said before, right now you're hearing the audio from the Audio Technica AT2020 mic. I'm gonna drop this out now, and I'm gonna bring up the dual mics, which are supposed to have noise cancellation technology. I'm gonna bring those up and we're gonna check them out. All right. Okay, so this is how the native microphone sound on the Angetube 938. It is 938, right? Yeah, Angetube 938 webcam. So you can hear how those dual mics sound. It supposedly has noise cancellation. I actually think it sounds pretty good compared to some of the other webcam microphones I've heard. I think it's decent. I think you could get away with it. I still think you're better off getting a microphone like this, or even, you know, a cheap USB mic. I think you'd be better off with something like that. But if you're in a pinch, if you don't have any of that, this works fairly well. I mean, you can hear it for yourself. But now I'm going to bring back the
the Audio Technica, and you'll notice a huge difference.
All right, well, that's it, you guys. Tell me what you think about this webcam down in the comments. You know, I took a look at it again, and I did notice some noise in the image. It is softer when you do full screen. It's a little softer than I originally thought when I was looking at my OBS, because the preview there is a lot smaller. So let me know what you think. I think it's still pretty decent quality, and it's definitely HD, and I think it's really, really good. But let me know what you guys think. I'm also going to be doing a comparison to the Logitech C920, because I still consider that to be the best 1080p HD webcam sort of at this price point and sort of product range. All right, well, until then, be good to somebody, be good to yourself. I'll see you in the next one.